Hey everyone! So we have some exciting news. We are expecting. After 9.5 years of infertility, we unexpectedly got pregnant. Today's Mother's Day, so I enter my second trimester tomorrow. I'll be 14 weeks tomorrow. And I just kind of wanted to explain how we found out and all that. So before I go into that, all through summer last year, I felt like I needed to go and be checked and get levels checked, and I needed to do a woman exam because it had been a few years, and so I finally did that beginning of October, and so October of 2019 I went in, had the exam done, and we just kind of talked. At the time I was trying to figure out where my body was at, because I had it had been a long time since levels have been checked and everything, but I was also considering doing like an embryo adoption donation thing, but we never really looked into it. It was just to see if I wanted to see also if my body could even do anything. So she checked my levels. So I had my blood drawn, and it was all good. All the stuff looked good. And then the OB also had me have an ultrasound of my uterus and ovaries, and everything looked good. So all that looked good. So she said if whatever decision we do, it would be fine. And we also talked about, because of my MTHFR mutation, my blood is thicker. And so she said so what to do about that. I was curious, well, what do I do about that? Because we thought, well, maybe that's been a problem as well. She said that that she had great success with baby aspirin. And so if I ever got pregnant, to immediately start taking that and then to call her. So fast forward to beginning of March, my sister and her family were just up here, and so that the weekend prior to when I took a pregnancy test, so it was either while they were here that weekend or the night they had left, or they had just left. I had a dream that I got pregnant, and I was excited, and I told Nels, and then I saw my sister, so I told them, and I kept saying in my dream, oh, we gotta call the doctor, we gotta go get the aspirin. And we never did, and I ended up having a miscarriage, and I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, oh, that was a weird dream. I haven't had a dream like that in forever about being pregnant, never really being pregnant, but I just thought it was weird. And then a couple days later, I was putting on a pair of pants, and they kind of fit differently, and I was like, oh, that was weird. And I don't know why. It was the day after I wore those pants or something. I can't remember. But it was a Wednesday evening, and I said to Nels, Nels, I think I might be pregnant, but I think I might need to take a pregnancy test, but I don't want to. Because after years and years and years of trying and always seeing a negative line, I for sure thought I was going to have a negative line. And he told me a dream he had, so he's like, I guess it's possible that you are. And it would have been just barely, because I would have just barely missed my cycle, because I gave myself a day or two, because February was short. So I gave myself a day or two, and I just never started my cycle, and so that was another reason. But anyways, we decided that I should take it. So I ran to the store, grabbed a pregnancy test, and then first thing the next morning, I took it. And right after I took it, it was like immediately, I didn't have to wait the 3 minutes. It was like pretty much 30 seconds in. It was positive, and I was in shock. And I went into the bedroom and I said, Nels, look. And he looked. He's like, does that mean you're pregnant? And I said, yeah, but it's gotta be false. It's gotta be false. Like, this has to be a false positive. So, because I've heard of things like that happening. And after years of infertility, like you don't believe things. And so I had to wait a couple hours for the hospital to open, to start their hours, because I was gonna call. Once I could call, I called and said, hey, I just took a home pregnancy test. It's positive. Is there any way I could come in and get a test done there? And just to make sure this isn't a false positive. And they said, yeah, like, that's fine. And then I mentioned I've been known to have really low progesterone. And so they said, yeah, we can do a progesterone. We can have that checked as well. And then I mentioned, hey, so-and-so said about baby aspirin. Because I think, like, what's that? Or something like that. And, like, what's the milligrams and things like that. And so they're like, yeah, just start taking it. And so I went in and had the blood test done. Friday morning, I got the call saying, you're pregnant. My HCG levels were really good, really high. It was like 1,000 something. And my progesterone levels were wonderful. They were 35. And so I found out I was pregnant. And we were excited, and that was the weekend we went up. So when I got the call, my parents were here, but I tried to be quiet. And yeah, we found out then. We went up to do Jackson's thing for the curling and the what's it called? The hockey. It was that weekend that we found out that I was expecting. And so yeah, that's how we found out, and we have been in shock. The shock's been slowly wearing down, and every so often we'll just be really excited and have butterflies and everything. But I did not expect this to happen. It's kind of funny because Christmas Day, we were down with my parents, with my family, my side of the family. And Jaxon was sitting on my sister's lap, and he said to her, when Mommy is older, she's going to have a baby in her tummy like you did. And I didn't hear him say that. My sister, right after he said that, she said, Sarah, did you just hear that? So she told me. So I said, honey, my tummy doesn't work like that. Lo and behold, just a couple months later, he was correct. I mean, my birthday's in a week. I'm going to be older, you know. So somehow I think kids know. Like, sometimes they're just really in tune, and they just somehow know that before the parents know that about babies. I don't know. And about other things as well. So it's just been kind of just weird to think about. And then I'm going to try and do more videos. Part of the reason why I didn't do the videos was because I wasn't feeling good, and then it would have been really boring in my opinion because we weren't doing much of anything, just staying home. So that's that. But if you made it this far, thank you for sticking around. If you're interested in our story and want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification button, and we'll see you next time. And hopefully it won't be just me sitting and talking. As things lighten up, we should be able to do more, like outside and more activities and things like that. Anyways, I will see you later and talk to you later. Bye.